Ja, jó napot kívánok mindenkinek. Örülök, hogy ide találtak vissza a kávészünetből. Let's switch to English. My name is Thomas Schulz. I'm working for GE Vernova since now more than 15 years. And the topic for today is Industry 4.0 and sustainability. We had already spoken a lot about artificial intelligence and these things, and Peter asked me to do some presentation about this topic, and yeah, let's see, where's my timer? Okay, it's running. Let's see, are there synergies? Is there any potential? Are these completely different things? The sustainability of a production and the digitalization, or we are calling that Industry 4.0 at this conference. Okay, this is an advertisement for myself. Why I'm speaking about these things, why I think I can speak something about it. I'm an editor of 4 books, Industry 4.0, Cybersecurity and OT, Analytics. I'm also one of the co-authors of the nice reference architecture model Industry 4.0, the RAMI 4.0, and the Asset Administration Shell. I don't know if you ever heard about the Asset Administration Shell. This is a digital twin for assets, for things. Very popular in Germany, and we have a lot of papers already in place. Yeah, this is about me. I'm active member of the platform Industry 4.0 since, more than 10 years. So at this time I remember it was completely new, Industry 4.0. When I did the first presentation here, it was really an interesting topic. What is it nowadays? You see it here, ipar, nicht nuller. Everybody is speaking about it, so it's a result of more than 12 years. Okay, let's come back. Industry 4.0 and sustainability, what does it mean? I have only figures from Germany, sorry for that, but if you're asking German companies, and the Bitkom, the German IT Association, did that, what do you think about emission reduction and these things, then at least half of these companies have already committed they want to reduce the emission what they bring out in the production. This is very interesting. Half of the companies is a lot of so. And on the other side, if you're asking these companies how you would like to do it, or how you would like to reduce this emission, the companies are telling you, yes, we think that the Industry 4.0 is really one of the things, the digitalization, let's call it on this way, that we can use to reduce the emission. 33% are thinking that. And I think, yes, there's something makes sense to have a deeper look into these 2 things, sustainability and digitalization, or Industry 4.0 for digitalization. And if you're looking to a little bit to you're doing a research, then you will find these, let's call it twin transformation. This is not from me, this is from Ernst & Young. This is a very famous consultancy company. They published that in 2023, and I think it's exactly giving the things how these things are doing together. On one side, you have the digital transformation, so you can do a lot of things in the company. And on the other side, you have the sustainability transformation. A lot of companies want to be more sustainable. And these things really are working together. And this is a twin transformation. And what does it mean for you? If you're having only small pictures, you're doing some Industry 4.0 digital project, and you're not extending the teams with the sustainability people. And I believe all of you, if you're a bigger company, you have sustainability people responsible for sustainability in your factory. And the idea is to bring these guys together with the IT, the OT guys, with the guys doing the automatization, doing the software, the IT, and you have to put these 2 teams together, and then it makes sense. A lot of companies are doing that completely separately. So the sustainability people have the task to do the reports and this is all. And the people for the digital transformation, this is very often the automation or the information technology, they're doing her projects and not speaking also with these guys. And I think this is a huge benefit if you're combining that to one team. And this task has to identify from the management. This is clear. If the top management don't see that, both teams are running separately, her tasks, her KPIs, and it doesn't work. Okay, so this is something. What we're speaking about, connections between Industry 4.0 and sustainability. You see it on both sides. We're speaking about production, more or less. And you have the production process inside the factory. You can do optimization. You have the supply chain if you have more factories and between the sites. But also the building by herself is something you can optimize. We have very, very nice projects in the neighbor country in Austria with Magna. They have a lot of halls, big halls in the car production, and they're using really, they're reducing really the emissions and doing optimization in building automation, connected to the production and to the shift plan and all these things. But this is not all. You're also looking to what is coming out there, so material flow, the greenhouse gas emissions, and if you're using renewable energies, this has also an impact. So even this you have to think about if you're looking for systems in this place. And this is more or less the content, what you can think about. This is only a very short slide. I'm not a consultant in these things. Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. At the moment, it stopped. It's only for companies or sites more than 1,000 employees. Maybe you can lay back and telling you, oh, it is good for me, I'm smaller. Don't believe that. It's coming down and down in the next years. And if you look into these things, you have the greenhouse gas emissions, you have to report that. It's a directive. It's not you can do, if you like it, no, you have to do it. By the way, the greenhouse gas emissions, the total emissions. But you see also in a different color, the reductions. What does it mean? It is not enough if you're creating a report and then you're thinking, oh, I'm done now. Report is done, fine for me. No, you have to show reductions year over year. And this is not, you're not able to do with a simple report. You have to think something else. You have to find out something else. The same is with the water usage. Also easy. You have to document what water you're using in your process, recycling rates, but also the water saving measures. So more or less similar. You also have the task to reduce that water savings year over year. So even this is not a static report. This is a process. Energy consumption is a similar, total consumption, waste management. So this is a small part what this directive is expecting from you. It's only a small part what has an impact to our presentation today. And changes due to Industry 4.0, I define three things. The first is the information flows, and I believe everybody agree when you don't have the digital recording of the information, the network and automation technologies, if you're not collecting all the data, you don't have the basic. You're not able to do something with the data. Even you're not able to do reporting if you don't have it. So information flow is a basic. Resource flow, do you remember? The emissions, these are resources. Water, waste, these are resources. The resource flow inside your production. Flow materials in circulation include also climate-relevant energy. So the resource flow in your production, you also have to document somehow. And if you did also this, at the end of the day, you want to save money, optimization, process optimization. So improving and optimizing processes, efficiency increasing. This is the third one. If you did the first, the second, then you can come to the third. And let's have a very short view inside. What does it mean? Information flow, digital recording of information flows. I already mentioned that. I'm going a little bit fast forward now. This is one example, information flow and industrial data management based on our historian, but it can be something else, can be what you're using. So you have the archives, you're collecting the data from different sources, OPC, UA, MQTT, server-to-server connectivity, also remote assets. If you have something remote outside of your factory, you can also collect these data. This is the one side. You have store archives, you have enterprise asset model, and on the other side, if you have all these data, you want to do something with the data. Very easy and very popular is Excel add-in. Everybody knows it's really interesting. It's the first question if you have new users for your story. Do you have an Excel add-in? Yes, we have it. It's Excel add-in, but you can also use Power Apps, Power BI. It really depends on you what you're using to have an insight into these data. Operations Hub from us or something else. Or you're doing customized reporting. This is the second one. Only as a small remark, you can also have historian for cloud. In the cloud, you can have it local. You can put the data in the cloud or on a data center. Depends on then using the server-server connectivity. So you have it on the side. Maybe you have 5, 6, 7, 8 or more sites, and you can put it into a centralized cloud and running there, and then you can balance the data where you need it. Very short introduction. Next one is a resource flow. Okay, resource flow of materials in circulation. This is what I mentioned to you. What I mean, what does it really mean? Let's have a look into this. What does it mean for us? Resource flow you see here. Materials coming in, you have some operations in the manufacturing process. Is only an example. You're doing the packaging and then you're shipping that or you bring that in the warehouse. All what is happening inside the production, this is a resource flow moving from A to B, from B to C. And if you look into this, we are collecting all this data. We're collecting also the power. And not only as a meter and collecting the data from production area. Now, we're going into the shifts, into the product type, for example. Even if you have maintenance, there's a different usage of power, changeover, non-conformity, downtime, idle time, and so on. So you see all the events, and they have different usage of resources. And we can really document that in our software, that you have a very, very deep insight. Where is your energy going? Shift, for example, or products. Product A, the first product is using much less power than the second, for example, because it took also longer. This is very, very detailed. We have, other views. This is one example of a flexible reporting. Dennis can show you that in our booth. Dennis Rahman is there. If you can come to us. And this is really how is the consumption, the cost of water, the cost of energy, for example, and you can have it in different slides, and you have very flexible reporting. You see it on the left side. This is something what you need for the reporting, but you also need for yourself if you want to have it insights or if you want to approve something, then you need these kinds of reports. Okay, this is similar but another view. We had the total views by production, by team, by shift, by measurement. So we can do these slides now. We have a lot of these things. It's better to see the software live when we come into the booth. It's also something, analyze drivers of consumptions. You can also look why was happened something, why we have alerts, what can be the reason, how can I avoid these things. This is all built in the solution. Let me see to the time. Okay, time is running. And the next one is what you saw yesterday already. If you joined the CSense webinar from Dennis, you saw that already, improving and optimization. If you have all these things documented, you know where's going on, what you're collecting all the data, then you want to do something with these data. And you have two possibilities. You're reducing the consumption, you're producing the same amount of things, but with less consumption of whatever. And this is the yield is growing and the costs are going down. or you're improving the performance. Depends on your business case. So you have the line, and you have you produce 10% more products per time, more good products. Don't forget it. So per time, you can improve the performance. OEE was mentioned yesterday, throughput, availability, but also process stability. You saw it from my colleague Dennis. These are the two things what you can generally do. How we are doing that? This is a process. This is a standard deviation. You see it here. You have the upper limit. You have the set point. It's going up and down. Each process is going somewhere up and down. This is a basic process. If you're coming, have a standard deviation. Okay, this is the first one. The second is, you see, we're reducing the standard deviation from 2 sigma, 3 sigma, maybe to 5 or 6 sigma. I don't know. We're reducing that, so we're doing a stabilization of this process. This is the next one. So the process is now more stable. Let's have a look to the time. And then we can move it closer to the limit, to the set point. If a process is more stable, you can move it closer and you have a better outcome. This is very easy. How you can do it. This is Dennis showed live. This is our software Seasons, for example. This is the root cause analysis based on machine learning algorithm. You have the process. You have in process. This is blue. You have the other color. This is a calculated process. And you see here what is the root causes that the process is not so stable like it is. And then you can play. You can look online. This is the first step to being better. If you did all the things, for example, then you can do it automatically. So these are the blocks, the function blocks. You put it there, OPC data, historian data, acquiring the data, doing something with the data cleansing at first. You see here, you're doing some selection, field selection. Then you can put different actions here. Only two things. One is Python. The software is able to extend by Python scripts. This can be generated from Gen AI or whatever you would like. So if you find an algorithm that is very specific and only for your process value, you can extend it. Or the ONNX models, this is machine learning models, you can import these things from other software on the market. This is also interesting. Or you're doing similar things. You have an output. And then you can write the data back to OPC, to the SCADA, or whatever you have. I have a look to the time. 2 minutes are left. I'm good in time, I believe.